Welcome back. You're tuned into the My Cool Inventions Network, and my favorite part of the show, Tech Talk. Tech Talk with Nile Nickel, resident genius, resident techie, resident guy who knows stuff that we don't know. And today, my goodness gracious, we were just talking in the break here. You know what he's talking about today? Something I really don't know anything about, and I've heard all about it. It's like all around me, and I don't know anything about it. Thank goodness he's in the studio. Bitcoin. Does anybody know what a Bitcoin is? So I go to the... I'm going to leave it over to you right away, because I'm just going to lead you astray. What is a Bitcoin? Is that a Bitcoin, really?
Well,
is that it? Can I see that?
This is
what is it, gold or
this
something?
This is a commemorative coin.
Is it gold?
No, it's gold plated. It's gold plated.
So I can take this. This is what they're talking about. This Bitcoin. It has a bunch of circuits on the back of it. Look, has a bunch of circuits on the back of it. A big B in the front of it. I put this in my pocket and coin, and I go to Starbucks, buy a coffee. Right?
Well, you know what? Bitcoin's going for about $16,000. In fact, yeah, right around that right now.
One
today.
Bitcoin is worth $16,000.
So you know what? I'll make you a deal. I'll let you have that for $1,000.
I see. So I can go down to the car dealership and give him a couple Bitcoins, and he sells me a car?
There are people that have taken Bitcoins for cars.
Hold on for a second. But what I don't get, what is a Bitcoin? This is the commemorative one you said. This isn't really a Bitcoin.
No, Bitcoin's cyber, which means
what's that mean?
It's in the Ethernet, if you will.
Ethernet.
It's bits. It's a digital signature. So
here you can play with it. $16,000 digital signature floating around the internet world, and people are paying money for this stuff?
People are paying money for it. So, we've got a little bit of help with what is Bitcoin.
All right.
I've got a short video that's going to help everybody out, and you'll be able to hear it. We're not going to talk over it.
Okay.
So take a listen. It's only about a minute long, and it will give you a good idea of what Bitcoin is.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source, and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
All right. So video was kind of fascinating, but isn't that what my credit card is? Isn't all transactions already sort of cyber and in space? I don't know. I don't actually take cash to go pay my credit card. I have some virtual thing bank, and then I take the bank when I throw it at the card, and the card goes and I throw it at people. There's already kind of virtual, isn't it?
Well, there is. Where the big difference is when we talk about our credit cards or all of that, it's tied to a merchant provider, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. That's tied to a bank. What Bitcoin does, and all of cyber currencies, is it eliminates all of that. It is directly from me to you.
Ooh, the government's not going to like this.
So it takes all of those middlemen out of the equation. And what they're talking about from an efficiency standpoint is obviously it eliminates all of that cost on that trail. But you're right, it also takes the control from the governments and gives it to the people.
All right.
We don't have to follow some of the same rules and regulations that
A bunch of
financial
thoughts
markets
just
too.
had my mind. I mean, wouldn't this be a great platform for money laundering and criminal activity and also evasion of taxes? Wouldn't this be sort of the platform for all that?
Well, one of the things that Bitcoin has been used for, and what's got part of its bad reputation, is if you need some illegal drugs, well, you could buy them over the internet and use Bitcoin, and it's not traceable. Hire a hitman, you could pay with Bitcoin, and it's not traceable. And by the way, that is happening.
So no,
We're
come
not-
on. The government's got to be. I mean, they must be tracing all the internet transactions, don't you think? don't you think all this stuff is sort of Big Brother's watching everything we do on the internet?
So right now, they don't have the ability to trace all of this. They're trying to figure it out very quickly because all of the concerns that you talked about, they're worried about. So, one of the things we talked about is how these Bitcoins are created.
So how are they created? Like,
So-
so what's the deal? So, and I've heard people who they bought them cheap and now they're worth a fortune. Like, how did that happen?
Well, first off, you could mine for Bitcoins.
What happened? Wait. So I can go to the mountain and get a pickaxe and start mining for Bitcoins?
Well, remember, it's cyber. So if we're going to mine for
Okay.
it, we have to use computers. And computers are solving problems. So you're generating mathematical solutions to various problems that are complex problems that have perceived value. And in exchange for that, they put a
All right,
price on
so
it.
you've lost me already. Okay, so what are you talking about? So how do you mine for Bitcoins? I mean, isn't there like a bunch of Bitcoins somewhere in a cyber vault and you have to go buy them and they're traded and the supply and demand make it go up and down like cash?
There are, but guess what? We need the coins, and in order to have a coin, it has to be created. And so there are mathematical problems that the Bitcoin solution or Ethereum or one of the cyber solutions passes out, the problem gets solved, and they grant you value for solving that problem. And that becomes the Bitcoin.
What?
Isn't that fascinating?
So it's like school. I used to go to math contests, and if I answered the questions correctly, they gave me coins.
Yeah, but this is a problem that sometimes could take literally hundreds of years to
What
solve.
are you talking about? Real problems, like
Real
like,
problems.
what?
So
what are who had the first Bitcoin? Like, where was the first one granted? Like, who gave somebody a Bitcoin?
well, they created the platform, and when I say they, guess what?
Who are these they people?
We don't know who they is.
Wait a minute. So a bunch of people who are completely anonymous have created something, and we're giving them our money, and apparently the value is going. What if they take all our money and just run away?
Well, it's distributed. They can't take all of the money. It's called BitChain technology, and everybody owns
man,
part
you've
of
lost
the
me.
chain. So,
Does anybody understand a word
So-
that this man is saying?
so let me. It is confusing,
It's
isn't it?
super confusing.
It's a different form of money. But what is money?
I don't know.
well,
I have it right here in my hand. There's 10 grand right here.
what gives-
You have your 10 grand. Look, I got a couple 10 grand. What do they call these? What do they call these? These bundles? What's this?
They call that fun.
Fun. Here's 20 grand right here. So here's money. It's a piece of paper. I can give it to you, and you can give it to me. I can go buy coffee with it.
So what
All right.
gives that piece of paper value? It's just a piece
No
of paper.
idea.
It's confidence.
I work. Oh, confidence.
Confidence is the only thing that gives it. I mean, first we were trading gold, we were trading trinkets, we were trading tea. We've traded different things that we give common values to that
Right.
we exchange.
Okay.
But we have to have confidence in whatever that is to exchange it.
Otherwise, it's just little pieces of paper with pictures
Otherwise,
on
it's
it,
just
right?
pictures of dead men. So.
Okay, pictures of dead men.
So, what they're doing now, Ron Paul just did, former Congressman Ron Paul, just did a Twitter survey. Now, I think this survey's telling. We're going to pull it up on the screen
What?
here.
Okay, what did it say?
So what he wanted to know was if somebody would take $10,000 in Bitcoin today from some wealthy person and hold it for 10 years. That was the only catch. They couldn't get rid of it. And it was in exchange for $10,000. How many people would do it? Now, if you look at this, 54% said they'd take Bitcoin over gold at 36%, and only 8% said they'd take U.S. Treasury bonds. What does that tell you about the confidence that at least right now, a number of people have in Bitcoin.
So I get that. The only thing I don't get, why isn't gold the big number? I mean, isn't that the old thinking that you always hold gold because that's the, when the zombie apocalypse comes, I mean, we're still going to be trading gold?
Well, that's been the thought.
I mean, I've seen the TV show, The Guys with the Gold Win.
So now we're talking about cyber currency actually having greater value than gold.
Okay, so here's the problem I have. We have a big EMP, poof, no electronics. Does that mean everybody with Bitcoin suddenly became broke?
We're now starving.
We're now starving.
So
guy with the gold, he's still running around buying oil and gas for his old dilapidated car that he can hardly run without parts. Right?
Except now, they can't pass that gold around anywhere. They can't get it to the suppliers because everybody's using computers. Obviously, part of our computer network is what they have confidence in today.
Wow, this is interesting. This is crazy interesting.
It's a whole new concept for money.
Okay. And why does it go up in value so much? Like, why is it trading? If there's no real value to it, how does it go up in value?
Well, because people want it. They're saying that, in fact, there are some analysts that are saying it's going to go up to over $1 million. There's only a certain number of Bitcoins that can be created.
Why don't they just print some more? Or not print, but create
it's because
cyber mine or whatever, throw another one up there.
It's because of the way they created it initially. There could only be so much room for so much.
Who made
Bitcoin.
the rules? You don't know.
The creator. We don't know. Some people think it's Elon Musk. But
there's a creator.
We don't know.
Oh my goodness.
The creator.
Holy man. Anyways, it looks like a good investment as long as you can get the money back out of it.
Hey, where'd my Bitcoin go?
Don't worry about that. So, right here, baby. All right. What is it, 16 grand?
16 grand
16,000, but this is not a Bitcoin. This is just some kind of a symbol of a Bitcoin.
Reasonable facsimile.
Jeez Louise. On there you have it. Bitcoin. Are you any smarter? Apparently some creator created the stuff we all want and it's going up in value and it's in cyberspace and you can spend it for strange things. Thanks. Now I'm going to sleep really not very well. And the government doesn't like that either. So I'm going to keep a lot of people happy anyways.
Exactly.
That's Nile Nickel. Today's Bitcoin, toptechnologytips.com. You're tuned in to the My Cool Invention Network. I studied chemistry in college, and I learned to design and look at solutions for different things, learned to break things down, and then later I got into the trade show business where I was demonstrating products to people, and then I realized the best-selling products are problem solvers. People always want to solve their common problems at home, so then we started looking at what problems are common, what do people need solutions for, and we started designing them. I guess that's the definition of invention. Hi, I'm Jankura. They call me the Solutionist, and the collection I'm bringing to Evine is innovative gadgets, problem solvers, things that you want to tune into because they're always cool and exciting.